Assalamu alaikum. Sulaiman Rahim here. Critical analytics. This idea of critical analytics is something that's foreign to our people. We have lost the ability for critical analytics. Our people are steeped, lost in belief. And that's a fact. Because that's what religion is. And our people are caught up in religion. Caught up in the snare, in the trap of religion. That's a fact. That's what drives their lives. They fill the churches up on the weekends. Mega churches made these pastors very, very wealthy. And that's the state of our situation. We've been pacified, disarmed, neutered. They have literally taken everything away from us. We're not even, it's hard to even classify us as human anymore. Because human has the ability for critical analytics. Animals operate off emotions, and our people primarily operate off emotions because nothing that we do makes any sense. That's what it says in Mark about the demon-possessed man. What he was doing was making no sense. He was actually working against himself. He was actually suicidal. He was beating himself up. No one had to beat him up. He was doing it to himself. Those demons had him in a lock, in a headlock. So we're going to talk about that. There's some of the reasons for it. Because it's a state that we cannot continue to stay in. You cannot if you hope to survive. Because as it says, people without a vision perish. And our people have no viable vision. The only vision that they have, if they have any at all, is their captors, their enemy's vision. They're helping to produce the enemy's vision. And if a zebra is helping to produce the animals, helping to produce the lion's vision, well, that means that zebra, right, is going to be on the menu because that's the lion's vision. See? So if that zebra's serving the lion's vision, he's going to be lion shit for long. And that's what's happening to our people. And so a great intervention has to take place. A great intervention right, has to take place. Has to take place. Because time is running out. See? We're time travelers, right? But we are someone moving faster in time than we are. We kept up for the last 40 some years, but we started to lose ground. If they get to the finish line before we do, we all would be lion shit. L-I-O-N. That's what happens after you're eaten. You're transformed. That's a transformation that they have in store for us. There's nothing seems like can shake the people understand that. Because of fear is one of the primary reasons. Fear. Our people are paralyzed with fear. After 464 years here, they're paralyzed with fear. That's what's driving most of this. Fear. It says they would not listen to Moses for fear of Pharaoh. Fear. Paralyzing fear. And our people are naturally fearless, but they put so much fear in their hearts, and they have no way of dealing with it. That's why many are resorting to drugs, alcohol, which the angel refers to as sorcery, which is the Greek word for pharmaceuticals, drugs, and carrying on. Because the hearts are paralyzed with fear. Paralyzed with fear. Paralyzed with fear. See? Because they have put fear in our hearts. And Master Prophet Muhammad came and removed the fear out of Elijah Muhammad's heart. He removed it. He had to. Because he left him here with me as a wild beast. And Elijah Muhammad went to toe-to-toe with him. And he prevailed. And then come Mr. Lewis Eugene Grounds, Mr. Farrakhan, the coward, hearts trembling with fear. And he allowed that fear to creep right back in. Now people are full of fear again. Don't tell me the Nation of Islam is fearless, because it's not. Not under him. They're full of fear. The men abuse their women. He's pimping the women. He hasn't produced a damn thing, because he knows if he does, he's afraid to death they might put his ass in jail. He hasn't produced anything. He's running their playbook. What's their playbook? Don't teach any of that Elijah Muhammad stuff. Teach Sunnis or anything. Don't teach any of Elijah Muhammad stuff, right? Don't talk about the separation stuff, right? Don't talk about this economic stuff. So he's not doing any of that. His idea of separation is, well, you stop going to church and coming to his mosque. That's his idea of separation. As the worst case, right, maybe they give us a stay or two, but we stay here under Master's thumb. Everything he says, stay here under Master's thumb. He wants to bring beast into the NOI. He said, we got the tapes. And why are you listening to that man at all? Because he's not probably, he's not offering anything but fear and subjection and love of Master. Because if he was to die there tomorrow and he's got both feet, right, pounding the grave, what would there be left of the so-called NOI? Nothing, zero. That's a painful truth. He hasn't even named a successor. And there's no one anyway. I mean, who? Nuri, the clown. Wesley, the mad wannabe scientist, metaphysicist. Sad. It's really sad. So, fear of the beast. Hold on, let me fix this, brothers and sisters. Fix this. Okay, that's better. Move my slide over here a little bit. Move stuff out the way. Okay, fear of the beast. Fear of the beast. We know them to be beasts because the Bible tells us they're beasts. It tells you in the four beasts or the four creatures. Quran tells you God will raise up a beast from the earth that will speak to us. There'll be a speaking beast. People are scared to call it what it is. See, this beast has struck fear. How does beast act? What beast rape, kill, murder, genocide? Isn't that what they've been doing? Say, you know them by their works. A beast's going to act like a beast. How do they act? How did they get rich? How do they get powerful? They act like civilized people. They come over here and negotiate to get this land, right? They come over here and ask us, they go over in Africa and ask us, would we like to come over here and work? Visa? Beast. Their whole history is beast. And now they can't stand it. because they're being called out on it, because the truth is now exposed in them, and they can't stand it. Don't show me any mirrors. That can't be me. It is you. Critical race theory. What they have why they concentrate on 100%? That's all they talk about. Why? Because it's bothering them. Because it's the truth. And it's really scratching the surface. Barely scratching the surface. Beast. 100% beast. From start to finish. And I remember I saw a movie on a Wild Channel or something like that, you know, the BBC, whatever, Wild Animal, whatever, years ago. And what struck me was that this lion just took down the zebra. He's got the zebra, right, down. The zebra's still alive. He's eating on the zebra's flanks, right? And the zebra raised his head up. And when the zebra raised his head up, rah! And the zebra just lays his head back down. Then he's eating on the zebra. You see? As he raised his head up like he wants to get it, and he raised his head back down. And that's the how people are in. They're eating on us. I mean, it's insane. They're eating on us. And if we rise up to say something, rah, and you lay back down and eat some more, and you know what the end result of that's going to be. So we paralyzed with fear. Paralyzed. We have a solution, but you're too paralyzed. Your brain has been paralyzed, so you can't accept the solution. That's a thing called a compiler. They put on your mind, since we've been here, a compiler is something that's a computer technology. In other words, to protect the computer, right? They get this when the information is going into it, to program it, you know, any data that's going into it, they got a screen, and it screens it to make sure there's nothing coming in that's going to poison the way the computer operates, the way it thinks, the way, you know, the way it calculates. So it's called a compiler. So it takes all the information, looks at it, examines it and everything, right? And make sure there's nothing that can harm the way the computer processes. You see? So they have done that to you. And now you let your parents do it to you. See? Because they give you religion, and anything that comes in that challenges those ideas, you will not accept, because you will not let him get in. Because if they don't proceed what they talk about with Jesus, it ain't getting in. See? So that's what that compiler. It don't mean don't say the compiler is how they set up. So in other words, you only going to take an information that compiler allows you, and that's what they do. Your parents do it to you. They did it to us, and now let the parents do it to us. So you won't take in logic and reason, because you won't hear that argument. Because Jesus ain't in front of it, you ain't hearing it. And everything about Jesus is nothing but BS. All of it that they tell you, all of it. Or he's about peace, all this kinds of. He says he's going to come and bring the sword. He's coming, says the blood's going to be high as horses' breath. But you're not hearing any of that. None of it. You're not hearing any of that. Any of it. Because you got that compiler there. See? When information comes in, right away, because you see how people act. You say something, and ain't you know, you say something like Democratic Party. As soon as you say that, oh man, they get off. They won't hear nothing else. They won't hear nothing past that. If there's anything negative, we won't hear nothing past it. You can't go penetrate it. And that's how is that? Because you should be able to listen to any kind of argument. If I'm giving you a logical, rational argument, you should be listening to it. But you won't listen to it. It's got to be what Masters told you. Okay, Democrat Party, right? Okay, all this stuff, you know, you're still on the plantation, you don't understand it. You're still on the plantation. We're still on the plantation. We're a captive nation. When Elijah Muhammad said we're a nation, that means we're a captive nation. So everyone think we all the same, you know, we all here together. You know, this is a multi-mixed nation. This is melting pot, all this BS. They tell you that, but we're a nation here. The reason they tell you that, right, so you don't think yourself as united. They don't want you thinking in a united fashion. They say, oh, no, we all work together here, and we don't say things that's going to tear up America, it's going to cause division. Who causes division? They brought us over here. They've been teaching us critical race theory for 400-some years. Teaching our children critical race theory. And that's what we operate on, that critical race theory. But it's the opposite. And they would have no problem with the opposite, but now it's coming back and tell the truth on them. Now, that's all they talk about in the news. Critical race theory. But ain't that what they've been teaching us, our children for 400 some years? See? We're inferior. We're stupid. We're animals. We're not even human. But now, the truth is coming, and they got a problem. See, because our light is their darkness. See, I keep saying this place is going to lit up. America is being about to light up, lit up. But when they lit up, that means they go in total darkness. Because when it light up, they're going to be totally, because it's the truth. This light's going to lit up. But that truth is going to cause their minds to collapse. Going to paralyze their minds. And they're going to be other darkness, confusion. See, the truth is confusion for them. See? But lies are confusion for us. All we get is lies from them. So America's in darkness, but it's their light. You understand? Our light is their darkness and our light. So when we light this place up with truth, that puts them in utter darkness. That's why right now truth is coming. And all of a sudden, oh man, did you hear all this about critical race theory last year? They might have had it around, said it's been around, but you didn't hear anything about for this plague in 2020. You hear a lot of stuff since then that you didn't hear before, right? And you hear a lot of stuff since 1990. Go back in 1990, see how things change. Things begin to change. That's when the seals begin, and that's what it tells you. That as the seals were broken, they would cause these things. We have to understand, brothers and sisters. If you don't understand anything else, these is cause and effect. Things, there's no effect without a cause. And so what's causing America to go into this spiral they're in? What's causing it? Something's causing it. You see winds, you see leaves shaking, trees shaking, leaves falling. Something's causing that. The lights coming on. And what's causing all this? What's causing all this confusion in America? The truth. That's what they're all upset about. Think about it. That's first grace theory. That's the truth. Oh man, they fighting against it. You see what I'm saying? They fighting against the light. They're trying to put it out. All this stuff that's happening on is tearing up their lives. All the problem America's going through right now, right, is because their lives are being exposed. The Democratic Party, right, Republican Party, climate warming, global warming, all this stuff, right? See, all this stuff's coming out. So, you know, blacks, all this rising, all that kind of stuff. You see? And so they try to hold it down. But the more they hold it down, right, the more it grows. Because the light is shining, it's getting brighter and brighter and brighter by the second. And they're going, that's why they're going to spend more time trying to put it out. Just look at the news, that's what I'm talking about. Why do they spend so much time talking every station critical race theory? See? How America is bad. How this. And on the liberal station, right, they trying to say, yeah, but you know, they special. See, they ain't part of that. See, they trying to say, oh yeah, well, that was our fathers and stuff, so they admit it. But they try to divorce themselves from it. But say, oh, that happened. Our fathers did that, but we good. See, that's why we spreading it. It don't matter. They're lying. They're on the conservative side, right? Oh man, that stuff ain't true. That stuff ain't true. Well, it is true. Every wall of it. And that's on the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot truer. There's a lot more truth coming. It's coming fast. See, it's coming fast. But it's going to take a big shock, right, for our people to come out of their mental paralysis. And that shock is on the way. Now see, this sister, she sent me this, and I read the Bible, but it's been years since I read the whole thing, so I don't remember everything in it, and I sure missed this one, right? But she didn't, right? See, these sisters be paying attention, and you think they're not, they are. This is powerful. Behold, the days are coming, says the Lord. I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man and the seed of beast. Now, how can you get away from that one? I don't care what translation you get. How can you, the seed of man and the seed of beast? That means you can have beasts and people mixing together. But they're mixing together because we know that species, right, cannot mix. That's the whole idea about species. A cat and a dog, you cannot mix them together. Their seed will not mix. The sperm will not fertilize that egg. See, because just the differences are just too great. See, maybe if some science will come make it happen, but it hasn't happened yet. So what are they talking about? See, they talking about it has to be of our species, but it has to be a real bad part of our species. See, something that's barely human. Mankind's kind of human. That's why it says a beast. Because it don't say it's human, it's a beast. So it's close enough, see, that the seed can mix. It says they were mixed and sewed together. See? Now, why would you want to mix with beasts? Because all you're going to do is mix, because what you produce will be a beast. If the seed is a beast, what you're going to produce is a beast. It maybe have a little more human features. It's still going to be a beast. See? And the beast was ravaging out women for 400-some years, producing what the Bible calls demons, half man, half devil. Maybe call them beastmen instead of demons, right? Maybe. New word, beastmen. But we see it's going on. See? And it's really going on really strong. They're pushing it really hard. There's a lot of danger here. Because you need to take Australia for an example. This was a policy in Australia. See? They were going to take and, how do they call it? They had a program, right? Where they was going to breed the Australian out to Australians. I mean, Aborigines. They was going to breed out. And they were in a process to do that. See? And if you remember that movie, Braveheart, right? The king says they had this thing called, I can't remember the name of it. The point is, it's called prima scata, something like that. It means first night, prima notice, something like, means first night. Prima first, notice night, right? So I'm not pronounced exactly right. But the whole idea is that the English nobles, right, they was the ones ruling Scotland. And so before any Scottish woman could be married, right, on her marriage night, she had to sleep with this English noble first. He had first right, prima noctis. I'm not saying exactly right, but he had the idea, prima noctis. So that means he had first right the first night. She would sleep with her. So the result of that, their first child was usually really English. See, his whole purpose, he said, to breed the Scot out of the Scottish. They did a lot of that. The Spanish did a lot of that with Hispanics in South America. What I call Hispanics. That's how they got light. They were as dark as we are when they came over here. They won't tell you that. Those people were as dark as we are and darker when they came over here. But they didn't bring their women over here. And they raped those women and everything else. And that's how they learned to speak Spanish. You think people came over here and so everybody just dropped their culture and started speaking another language? You think that's what happened? Oh man, I'd rather speak Spanish than anything else, right? And so they dropped speaking their language and everybody learned to speak Spanish. No, because they took and bred it out of them. They bred so many of them, right? Their own Spanish children, raping the people down what they call South America, right? And so many of them that, right, after a while, the majority language became Spanish. That's how bad it was. There was only a few that would still adopt the real language. I mean, but a few, right? Most African countries still speak their African languages, but they speak mostly Spanish down there. And you go to Argentina, speak Portuguese. Portuguese did the same thing down in Brazil and Portugal. I mean, in Brazil and Argentina, same thing. And you go to Al Guam, they did the same. In fact, they went further there. They killed all the men, every one of them, baby, toddler, whatever. Any male, they killed all of them. And then they took the women. So you don't have any Guamanians over there. If you go look at the original Guamanians at Napa here, they was dark-skinned people. But you go to Guam now, those people, those are Spanish people with dark skin. Most of them light. See? That's what they did. See? And so in our case, right, we're plagued with demons because it says half the population of blacks in America are demons. I'm talking about half the population of blacks, right, that's descendants of so-called slaves. I ain't talking about the immigrants that's from Africa and all that kind of stuff. That's a whole other story that they're going to be dealing with in a few days. See? But you can't get around that. I will sow the seed of man and the seed of beast. That's why I was telling the brother that stands with me. I said, don't call them man because they ain't man. He said, the man. It tell you right here, they're beast. And you recognize they're beast because, you know, they call that bestiality when you sleep with beasts. And he's telling you, this scripture. So what'd you make of that? You're going to come with some kind of, what'd you make of that statement? What do you make of it? It's pretty clear. So now you got to figure out who's the man, who's the beast. Because see, what they're telling you is that we're the beasts. We're the savages. Because we 3/5 humans in the Constitution that they got these black folks supporting as a Constitution that says they don't even not acknowledge their humanity. The Constitution, they come, oh man, we got to support the Constitution. We got to fight for America. You understand? And the Constitution says you're not even human. And it also said you can put your black ass back in prison, back in slavery if you commit a crime. It's all in there. See? And they say, wow, they saw a decision with critical aid because why would somebody want to fight for a country, right, that's like that? Well, you had us doing it. World War I, World War II, and everything else. And you was doing it. You've been doing the whole history. The land of free, home of the brave. Really? What's so brave about raping toddlers, Jefferson and Washington, and keeping your feet warm on little babies, and raping men? They ain't just stop raping the women, they rape the men too. You see how freakish they are when it's we supposed to have some kind of law. What do you think they did when they could do anything they could do with you? Had no restrictions whatsoever. They could do more to you than they could do with a dog. They would get in more trouble with mess with a dog than they would do with you. And you can't even imagine that stuff. And then you find these people around here. Now, the demons will understand that. See? They want to cohabitate with these people and mix and intercourse and everything with them because they know there's dark ones, that's all. Dark-faced demons. I mean, dark-faced beasts. But any original person that's doing that, he don't want to show up in a few more days, right? When the trumpet sounds, instead of that trumpet sounds, see, that's that sixth trumpet. That's going to them four winds, calling them four winds to battle. See, you show up, one of them on your arm, whoa, you might as well show up, right, with a bomb in your mouth. Pacified. See, it's fear and pacification is God's people. See, it's two things. See, you know, you got the stick and the carrot. Stick and the carrot. See, the stick is the fear. The carrot is pacification. See, games, music, these stupid shows, all this stuff. See, welfare. So you got something to eat, right? Credit, so you can get a car and pay for the rest of your life. Pay 3 times as much as it really cost. So they pacifying people. And those two things they got people in the grip with. Pacification, you know, or NFL. I mean, we're under attack. They attacked us 464 years ago. They committed racial war against us. They declared race war against us. So how in the hell did we just give up? They declared racial war against, and now we are on the enemy side. Now, what would you call that? See, on the street, if you pull out on the street, right? At least where I grew up in Newark, you're called punk. You got punked. See? They're not coming to beat your mom and father up. Now you over there hanging with them and everything, and you know you're a punk. I'm pretty sure that's everywhere. But we as a nation, we're a punk. Because now we sitting around and loving them. Yeah, we have foreign. We passed that point now, and we passed that 400-year point now, and we still. I mean, they let you out of. They open the door and say, "Okay, your sentence in prison's over." Then you run back to the warden. They wasn't kissing the warden. Thank you, warden. Can I stick around? What I gotta do is stay here. I don't want to go out there. I'm afraid. I've been 20 years here. I don't know what to do if I go out there. I don't know, you know. That's what state our people in, and that's where everybody sees us. So you hear these politicians, all this crap they're talking about. They talk this stuff, right? Tell them to go over to Middle East. Tell them to go China, any place else, and see if they get any respect. Even Obama, he wasn't one of us, but being African, he didn't get no respect when he went to China. I mean, if you recall, right? He went there, they wouldn't even put the red carpet out for him. That's why Africans hate us so much, because they take a hit for us, how we acting as a nation over here. Elijah Muhammad declares as a nation. But, so as a nation, once you understand that, but first you understand, if we understand, we work together. But we got this demon plague because we can't decipher. We don't know who's who. That's the plan. Because we try to unite. What are you uniting with? See? Because you got devils in the mix, got beasts in the mix. And so you can't unite under those circumstances. You got to move them out of the way. Because if you unite with them in it, then you know, well, you got nothing. See? You got mud. We got to separate the dirt from the water. Because in mud, you can't decide. In mud, you can't determine the water from the dirt. It's all mixed up. You can't decipher it. You can't distinguish. So all you see is mud. See? And we know water is pure. It's supposed to be. So the only way you can do it, you have to draw that water up. You have to put some sunshine on it. Draw it up. And then it becomes pure again. And then you see the dirt for what it is. But once they're together, all you got is mud. And our people are mud. That's why what they call you. Don't the rednecks call you mud people? Why do you think they're calling you that? So it's pacification. No, you got them chitlins and shitlins. I mean, it's so sick. Look at shitlins. I mean, probably buy into that one. And that's a good metaphor for our situation as far, I mean, they fed us like garbage while we was in the fields. Fed us shitlins. That's what it is, exactly what it is. And that was good. That was better than, because most time you fed slop, just like the pigs fed, in the same manner, in a trowel. Same manner. I'm not making that up. You had no fork or spoon. They pour in trowels like they for a pig, and that's where you ate it. Because you're animals. That's where children ate it. See? And you was lucky if you got shitlins, right? Because that's the internals of the pig, and it's just shit and all that stuff. You're lucky if you got that. That was like, man, hey man, we that's like Friday, man, we're gonna eat high on the hog. Man, the term high on the hog, we said you was talking about. You got some shitlins. And that's what they called it. They didn't hide it. That's exactly what it is. So then once you got off the plantation because they didn't need you anymore, then it's changed the name from S to C, and you still buying it, you still eating it, and you know it's shit. I don't eat anybody's shit because I can't buy clean. How can you clean shit? You see it floating on this. You see it floating all on when you smell it, smell your whole house up. When you clean it, you see shit riding over stuff. See, that's a good metaphor to our people. They feed us shit and we buy it. See, before they force eat it, but now we buy the shit and eat it. We buy the shit and eat it. Like these females, right? Before it was raping them, now they run to them. They run to the ones that was raping. They run to them now. You don't have to rape them anymore. You don't have to rape them anymore. They run to man's house. Hey, come here. Here I am. They got so well trained. It's pathetic. See? We had an excuse for 40 years. Don't have no excuse now. That's why it's going to be shaking hard. Because we see the damage they done. They try to make like, oh, well, that was in the past. Not in the past, we live in now. And they enjoying the fruits of their father's labors, and we suffering, right? See, we're suffering the results of our captivity, 400 years of captivity, 464 years of captivity. So the pacification, and that's two things we're going to talk about in a second, because the fear and the pacification are about to come to an end, and they're afraid of that. They're afraid of that. Make a little note here. See. So we can talk about it a little bit and then we'll close up. Okay, brothers and sisters, let's go and move on. Famine. See, most of you don't know this because you're so head so far NFL and NFL and NBA, national, yeah. 2021 could be one of the driest years in a millennium, and there's no relief in sight. Nearly half the country from the Pacific coast to the Great Plains and upper Midwest is experiencing moderate to exceptional drought condition. That's expected to get worse throughout the summer. Do you analyze this? We're talking about critical analytics here. Do you know that's the area, that's the breadbasket of America? That's going in around California, up in that area. That feeds most of the country. So what does that tell you? It tells you there could be massive food shortages. And what food is going to be very expensive. That's what it's telling you. And it's getting worse every year. Okay. But you're not paying attention to that. Okay. But you will pay attention when it hits you. Okay. It's like when COVID came in. Remember the run on toilet paper? People panic over toilet paper. If you panic over toilet paper, what you gonna do when you panic over food? Because that's what's coming. See. So much you don't understand, because see, these people, they're in charge of the world right now, and they're in charge of this government, and they have to they look at these things, right? So they got statistics, so they know, they calculate. They say, oh well, if there's so many people, right, and they need so much food, right, and so are we going to be able to produce enough food to feed all these people? We got over 300 million people in America. So do we have enough food to feed those people, right? And can they afford it? If they can't afford it, how we got to get it to them, because we got to keep them pacified, because we don't want it to happen what happened in French Revolution or any revolution. Because what happened is that when people can't eat, they have they have nothing to lose. So they take the government down. That's a revolution. They take from the ones who have. They don't want that, because that'd be a war in this country. Worse, that'd be a race war, because they say diversity is good. No, it's not when you're under pressure. See, all this diversity they think they got right now is about to backfire, because the Bible says Anyone found out in their country will be crushed, thrust through, be killed. So all this diversity, if you so-called Indian, when this hell breaks loose here in a couple more days, abomination of desolation, right? You're gonna be cut to pieces. Cut to pieces. If you're from Mexico, you'll be cut to pieces. And you'll be cutting to pieces, you're gonna be fighting back. The race war is coming to America. You already see is right brewing. But population, currently there's approximately 7 billion people on the planet. That in itself is pressure, because that's why you understand the nature of pressure. I said you have 3 variables. Volume is how many molecules within like a pressure cooker, how many water molecules in there. The more you put in there, right? Like it's like an elevator. The more people you put in, the more people under pressure. If you pack it and it's full, right? Okay, that's gonna be tight. But if you put more people, it's gonna be more pressure. People are gonna be pushing each other because it's too tight. That's pressure. That's the volume side. And so the planet Earth surface area is not getting any bigger, right? And Earth generates only so much food. See, they can grow all they want to, but the point is the Earth produces only so much food. And so if they try to produce more than that, what happens is they have famines of other places because the Earth can only produce so much food. See, that's a concept you got to get used to. They just can't pull food out of their behind. Earth has so much energy, Earth can only produce so much food. That's where you get topsoil and all that kind of stuff, ideas from. Produce so much. But the Earth has approximately 7 billion people. So can the Earth produce enough food, right? Enough energy, which they convert into food. Remember, we have to convert energy into food. Remember I said the energy comes to Earth, it has to be converted in a form that we can use. So, and one of the forms that it converts is food. One of the forms that Earth converts energy into is food. In order to convert so much. So people they farm and everything, right? They say, okay, I want this type of food, that type of food. So you say, how much food, right? Because we only got so much energy. So how much food can the Earth generate, right, per day, and how many do people require per day? When it comes to a point where it can't produce enough, so everybody can eat 3 meals a day, whatever, then you got a problem. So what's going to happen is that the strongest is going to take from the weakest. If America goes under draw and America gets in a situation where they don't have enough food, right, to feed the people, and they look around and see Africa has food to feed people, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to go take it. They'll find some reason to take it. They might not say it's food, but they'll say, oh man, they're oppressing the people. They come some crazy ass reason, just like they went in Iraq. It had nothing to do with weapons of mass destruction, because Iraq was getting ready to destroy their economic power in the world, economic clout, because they was not going to use the dollar anymore. Because the dollar is not backed up by gold anymore. It's backed up by American military power. The same way, if you're the fastest gun in the Wild West, right, and you out there in this town, and you go, and everybody's going to give you whatever you want because they don't want to get shot. Not that you're wealthy, is that you got power. And that's what's backing the dollar. Everybody keeps lending America money because they're scared America's going to take them out. So the dollar is really worth nothing. And so at some point, that's why China and Russia's building there, because they're not stupid. They know it's about to happen. They know America, right? America is failing, right? They're bankrupt, and sooner or later they're going to run out, and they're going to want to take it. And that's why China and Russia's getting ready, because they know they're going to come and try to take it from them. What you think happened in Europe back 500 years ago? They had ruined the planet. They ruined Europe. It wasn't producing. Ireland had the droughts in Ireland, the famines. They couldn't produce anything because they ruined the economic system, our agriculture system, everything. They ruined it. So they went and took from everybody else. They took this whole country from the Indians. There wasn't anyone involved in them. They took the whole country. They took Australia. They took that, and they're going to do it again because they run bankrupt. Now they're already bankrupt their economy now. It's bankrupt. The only thing keeping it, like I say, the wildest, they got the most powerful military, and so people, they borrow trillions of dollars in debt. So the only what's keep going is that money they're borrowing. But at some point, people say, China said, I'm not going to lend you anymore because I know I'm never going to get paid. That's why I bumped their military. They ain't telling you, oh, China's aggressive. No, China's protecting itself. Like you should be protecting yourself. Russia protecting itself. Because they know what's about to happen. Because they read, they do the math too. And the population is growing so fast that it like doubles like every 10, 20 years, I think. So they're thinking that the population could double to 14 billion in within 20 years. And they're having problems right now. They will not be able to feed that many people, right? That's like putting more people in the elevator that can handle it, right? They say the elevator has a limit. So now you got all this pressure. That's pressure too. Pressure on people. Because what means pressure? Pressure on real estate, right? Moving around, traffic, more traffic problems, more interaction with people. Because you got so many of them. More competition on getting jobs and getting food and everything else. That pressure gonna be intense, intense, intense. But you don't understand it. And who you think gonna suffer the most? You. Because first thing they gonna cut off, right? Because first thing they're gonna do when they get that situation is they're gonna get rid of you or they're gonna put you back in the field. And you ain't gonna be eating, you be lucky eating chitlins again because they ain't gonna be feeding you because they ain't got enough food. So they have to get rid of most of you, and the rest of them they'll have you produce more food with them, or they might be eating you. It tells you what they tell you they tell you why you think people will be eating their own children. They do it because, oh man, I think it's a good idea. There's no food. And the Bible tells you that's the end result of America, eating their own people. But this population problem is also in the future. See, we create our future. They create the future by producing all these children, right? So now the population, so they got to do, that's why I got all these programs that they're telling you to eliminate the population. How many people did this virus kill? And they got other things on the way. They plan a war to cut the population down. They tell you that. They plan a war to cut the population down. Because they call it a population bomb. They know that no matter what happens, if the population keep growing, there will be a war. There'll be economic war. That's one of the last books that Mr. Nixon wrote. He said the next war will be an economic war. Because you don't understand. And another problem is that the Europeans, especially America, they only like 1/20 of the population of the world, right? Yet they consume like 50%. They're not going to keep tolerating that. And the people in America are not going to want to tighten their belt. Not going to stop eating. They're not going to want to get rid of McDonald's and Wendy's and Popeye. They ain't going to want to do that. So that means they're going to take from everybody else. They're already doing it now. You just don't know it. They're taking topsoil from Africa. They're ripping that Africa off. You don't understand. And while you're sitting around not paying attention, this will catch up to you. Will catch up to you in a big way. That's if your God doesn't step in, or he's stepping in, and your high priest stepping in to wake you up. But he said he had to call in the four winds. You don't really understand that. I'm explaining it more and more every day, make it clearer and clearer and clearer. See? Because you understand it. See? Because what's that four winds all about? What is it all about? See? When does it happen? At time of unprecedented trouble, at the abomination of appalment. See? Those four winds. See? They tear America apart. I'll tell you a little bit. See? Because you got Muslims from Africa here. You got Christians from Africa here. Okay. And they're going to some extent, save your ass. Because when they attack, they be attacking them too. And they're more united. See? And the Muslim Africans, right? They're going to be fighting, they're going to be protecting us. That's not their intent. But we're all going to be all fighting together. And the Christian was the same thing. I can't go into too much detail about this, but I probably shouldn't even touch it. See, it took me all these years to even mention it. I just started even talking about it, right? Because that's very detailed. Listen, I mean, it's the thing that it's the aspects of it that's caused your unity. And I can't tell you all the facts of it, but you'll see it in a few more days. See, those four winds blow. See, when the four winds blow, it won't be happening. But it's going to, the effect of it is going to cause your unity. See. So with their actions is going to bring about your unity. I'll just leave it there. Their actions is going to bring, not that they're intending to do it, their actions going to bring about your unity. See, black folks coming together, all black folks, right? But then we have to do some separation. But this population situation, you don't understand that. They write books about it. See, they study these things. They study war. They study all kinds of things. They tell you the Pentagon that's their job to have plan for any contingency. That means if they run out of food, if black folks go crazy, if black folks get united. See? That's their job. They already got the plans on the book. They already got everything planned. That's their job. And your job seemed to be finding a statistic for NFL and NBA. And we're a nation. And so you actually betraying your nation. You're betraying your ancestors. Because you've been pacified. See? It's like that zebra, right? They roar. They're eating your ass up, but they roar and you just lay back down and let them keep eating up some more. As long as you got some chitlins, right? And some piss. Because that's what you're eating chitlins and piss. What do you think beer is? See, they got you eating shit and piss. Because you say, eating shit and drinking beer. And they sit back and laugh at us. And you, hey man, give me some of those chitlins, man, and tell me one of them beers. It's symbolic of you eating shit and drinking piss. So I'm going to touch on this concept right here. Brothers and sisters, you have to give form to energy. Energy will not take form unless you give it form. See, Elijah Muhammad had to come and give us form, right? See, but it took Suleiman to give you spirit. That's what it said, it's two resurrections. So, the problem they have right now, the problem we had this Abrahamic vision given to us 50,000 years ago, but we didn't have the energy to bring it into existence. We had the vision, but not the energy. See, you can have a car, but you need gas in it. So we had the vision, but not the energy. See? And so for 50,000 years, we had the vision. Finally, the vision was actually snatched away from us, right? Master Prophet Muhammad came and revived that vision, right? But now we had energy to make that, bring that vision into reality. We had the vision, energy to make the be is. So we had the be. We didn't have the energy to make the is. Now we have it, but we don't have the vision. See, if you got the gas, now you got the gas, but you don't have the car. You got to have both. So now we have the energy because that's their fear. Because if we start thinking promised land, it would happen overnight. Because once you had a vision, or if you got the energy, then you have to make it happen instantly. That's why Farah said he could put you in heaven overnight. But you got to have a vision. He said, know the mathematical language. If you be successful, you have to put two things together. You got to have a vision, but they're keeping you from that vision. The preachers, all of them, they're not telling you that vision. They're telling you the vision of love America, the Democratic Party, masses vision. The Sunnis giving you some other, not that, they give you some other vision. False Israel telling you, you ham, because they the true seed of Ham. And mass over here telling you, you ham, you just animals, we brought you over here, you just running around, bows your nose, right? Because they know, see, so we got all this energy. We got a lot of energy right now. But what are you using energy for? Run around, look all the stuff the Negroes are doing. They got a lot of energy, but where's the energy going? It's going to help massa. They run in the middle to help massa, right? Everything, right? We have the energy now. We just don't have the vision. And that's what Farrakhan make sure that vision never get back in your mind. He tell you ain't going nowhere, right? He want to bring beast in. See, it tells you that beast. So he want to bring beast in the why. Now, how in the hell he's representing Farad Muhammad when Master Muhammad said in his lesson that they have to be totally removed from the earth. So why you want to bring the NOI? How in the hell he's not representing any of them people? They say, well, I love the messenger, but I don't believe he was the messenger. I love Farad, but I don't believe it's God. That means I love them. They're liars, but I love them. You don't pick up anything he's saying. I understand the demons, but you're paying a price for that, brothers and sisters. See? Because you got that good power and we can't penetrate it. See? Only thing what Master says gets through. That says Jesus came with clear arguments, not superstition, not with religion. He came with clear arguments, and you're not accepting them. See? Once you have the energy now. You have the energy. You just need the vision restored. And Farrakhan is not giving you that vision. See? We took formless energy and we gave form to the universe. We did that. Didn't happen by itself. Even Cave would tell you. Read Cave as if he don't know how the universe took form. He doesn't know how it does it. He says a big bang, and based on that, it's just been formless energy. He doesn't know how the universe took form. He tells you that. Read it. Because we gave it form. Energy will not take form unless you give it. We gave it form. And right now, you're in a state of formlessness because you don't have a vision. So energy is used against you to build Master's vision. And his vision is your destruction. Like I said, if a lion's vision is to eat that zebra, to turn that zebra into lion shit. Right? If that zebra start helping the lion's vision, he's helping turn himself into lion shit. See, that's where we were. They snatched the vision away from us. Took it away. Totally, snatched it totally away from us. Look at this boy up here, right, on the top right. Did he look like he was happy? They said he was happy. He was happy, Negro. He was happy. See, but he looked like he was happy. Would you want your child looking like that? He's so distressed. You see the distress on his face. You see the anguish on his face. And he's just a child. He knows what's going to happen, what his life is going to like. He's probably just been raped and everything. And now you're in love with the people that did that to your great grandparents? You're in love with them? What's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Then you're going to tell Elijah Muhammad was for that? No, he was not. Got the tapes. He says, against all that race mixing, and all thing he says would be fool to want to stay in the land of imprisonment. That's not Farrakhan's. Farrakhan says, oh no, we should bring them in NOI. If you bring them in NOI, aren't they your brothers and sisters now? Aren't they your MGT and FOI? That means you can marry them. So how in the hell does that fit into Elijah Muhammad's program? He says he believed what Muslims believe. We got the tapes, him talking, not just written. He said that should be forbidden. Even the Bible says it should be forbidden. Israel is not supposed to mix with other people. Okay. Okay. But we're going to bring them in. And we're going to stay here in America. That's Farrakhan. Chief demon. People without vision perish. If Master Muhammad didn't show what he did, show up when he did and gave us, raised Elijah Muhammad, gave us the vision, and raised Elijah Muhammad, took fear away from him, and gave him the vision, right? We'd have been lost. Because right now, that's what we stated. We're singing the blues. See, when the blues came in at a time so-called slavery ended. Because our heart, the music of this world reflects, right, our heart, because we control the world. We control the music of the world because our hearts are dominant. That's where music comes from. It don't come from here. The lyrics may come here, but the music comes from the heart. Heart vibrates like a violin or something, right? And so we had the first burst of energy, but we had no vision. So we're singing the blues. What are we going to do, oh my Lord, what are we going to do? So you only say what you're going to, you only ask the question what you're going to do when you don't know what to do. We don't have a vision. You see all this stuff around here? This stuff comes from people having vision. Or they got that creativity from us, right? But Henry Ford, he had the vision of cars. He got the idea from us, but right? But first he had that vision, and then he brought it into existence. All you think, somebody had a vision, they brought it into existence. They had to have the vision first. And if we had a vision of the promised land, we'd bring it into reality. See? They had a vision that brings it into reality. See? So this world, they brought it into reality, Yahweh's creation. But once we get that vision of promise, then we bring it to, that's what they want to stop. They make sure you never get that vision again. They had Farrakhan snatched away from you, the son of perdition, and they make sure you never get it again. Because he's not teaching that vision. He's not teaching. Everything he's telling you is counter that vision, destruction of that vision. Because once he tells you you're not going anywhere, that's the whole end. Because that's the vision. That's the result of the vision. That's the whole essence of the vision. The return, that's the essence of it. So if he just snatched that right out, it's like snatching sugar out of the cake. Like if you snatch sugar out of the cake, what's the point of the cake? There's no point anymore. The whole point of the cake is the sugar. The whole point of the vision is the promised land. He snatched that right out, and you don't say nothing about it. Oh, we're going to stay here. We're going to take over America and everything. But he tell you, oh, Exodus, yeah, read it until it gets to the point about Aaron, then all of a sudden, you're supposed to jump over that part. And you still buying it. That's your vision, brothers and sisters. You earned it. The best part of planet Earth is like telling that. He's telling you, no, you ain't going to get that. Who, ask yourself a question. Who is he serving? Who would want you to think that way? Like I said, then Master Muhammad showed up and revitalized that vision, restored it, and left Elijah Muhammad the caretaker of it for 40-some years, right? To reinforce it, to nourish it. See? And like any teacher, after he teaches you, then he gives you a test. Make sure you got it, right? Here comes the test. Bam. And you failed miserably. How do you let that clown snatch that vision from you? How do you let him snatch the sugar out of the cake and then serve you the cake? You tell him, oh, man, this cake is good. Might as well get you a loaf of bread. How'd you do that? After Elijah Muhammad. Because most of you over there are demons. How'd you do that? And as soon as he's their employee. Who doesn't want you to have that vision? The Sunnis don't want you to have it because the promised land, they're living on it. They don't want you to have it. So they're against that vision. Of course they're against it. Just think about it. It's easy to figure it out. Who doesn't want you to have it? So he's telling you to go to Sunni land. He's telling you to be in the Sunni, start Sunnism. Because in that case, you don't have no problem. There's no promised land for you there. You're just some Negro reading the Quran. So they give you Sunnism. So you stop when you teach that promised land stuff. Because they don't have that in Sunnism. False Israel don't want you either. Because if you believe that vision, then that means they're not who they are. Because they making claims to that vision. America and Britain don't want you to have it either. Because if that's your vision and you choose Abraham, then they're beasts, they're monsters. Because look what they've been doing to us. Don't you understand any of this? And he's serving them. He's serving you up to them. He should be telling you. It says the messenger of the covenant. What covenant? He will come to Elijah's temple. He ain't it. He's not teaching the covenant. And it wouldn't be Elijah because he comes to Elijah's temple. It's two messengers. And he will be teaching the covenant. That's all he's a messenger of the covenant. He's a messenger and fulfillment of the covenant. And Farrakhan ain't teaching you the covenant. Ain't no way you can tell me anyway. He's not teaching. He might say, well, we choose Abraham, and it ends there. We ain't going anywhere. In other words, here's a cake, but ain't no damn sugar in it, and you better not put any sugar in it. What the hell I need that cake for then? What the hell we went to 40 years of hell, right? For nothing? To get some chitlins and some piss? Some pork soaked steak somewhere with no topsoil, still under mass control? You heard about the reservations yet? See? You have no vision with this man, with this beast. He's a demon. Have no vision. He's telling you want to bring beasts into the NOI. I got the tape. Oh no, yeah, I got the tape. It's so easy to see that he's totally against it. But the point is, he got all these demons with them. And they sit around, yeah, clap hands. And so you go along with it because they got you pacified because you think, hey, they with them, so you with them. You know? Peer pressure. You know, going along with the crowd. I'm in with the in crowd. And that's all. I'm in with the in crowd. See? So you have no vision. That means you have no future. Without a vision, said people without vision perish. Your vision, right? Because we're time travelers, right? So your vision is like if you're going from New York to New York, right? You got to have a vision, you have a destination, right? That's your vision to get to New York. But if you haven't, then you ain't going anywhere. I mean, you say, okay, I want to go to New York, right? So you got a vision first, and then you got the energy to do it. Okay? So they take vision away from you. So you have no vision. So you're not going anywhere. See? So they give you a counter vision. What's the counter vision? What's the counter vision? He's telling you if America's on attack, they're going to help fight with America, right? We love here, I belong to our country. So the little vision he gives you is Master's vision, not yours. And so, bottom line, our people still in the furnace. I'm in the furnace with you trying to give you that vision, the angel trying to give it to you. See? And what they're doing, they kind of hold on to that vision right there, religion, which is no vision. It's not a vision. It's not a vision of this world, is it? It's not a vision to build a society. It's not a vision to build a civilization. Only vision is, right, is to hope that when you die, right, you're going to go and be master slave in your so-called heaven. Because master's here and master's there. Whose picture's down the wall? You might say, oh, well, I got a black one. Yeah, but you still got a white one in your mind. Because Jesus is white in your mind. So you're going to serve master here and master there. What is wrong with you? You can't see any of this. And who gave you that? Your enemy. And who supported the demons, the preachers, the same ones back in the slavery and everything that was master's children that was telling you serve master, help master, because the better masters did, the better they did. It's like a dog. If the master's poor, he scraps. The master get a little better, he start eating hamburger. Master, no dog food. Master a little better, start eating hamburger. Right? I mean, he might get up the stakes if master become a billionaire. So that's why I push a master program. Because they masters black-faced children, but the better masters do the better they. Because house Negroes, they did totally different than we did. What's wrong with you, brothers and sisters? This is our vision. And they destroying our vision. Don't you? They're destroying our vision. They're destroying the planet. They're destroying the. Don't you understand anything? They're destroying our vision. They try to bring in their vision, this mechanical world. Don't you see it? Computers and robots and all that stuff. They're trying to bring a mechanical world, and they're destroying our world every day. They say, "Oh, we're gonna put the vote. We got climate warming and stuff," but they ain't doing anything about it because they don't tend to. They know it exists. They got make you pretend they're doing something while they buying time because they destroying it even more. So the point is not only not doing anything about it, but not even stop destroying it. Remember? I mean, if they thought it was bad, at least they seemed like they would stop doing what they were doing, even if they're not repairing it. But they're not even doing that. They're still even more destroying even more. You have no idea the state of pollution in this world, how bad it is. It's getting worse every day. So they're destroying our biological vision. They already took our vision away. Now they're destroying our biological world. And we're helping them build this mechanical, electronic vision, right? Capitalist vision, everything else. If they achieve that vision, you couldn't afford to take part of the vision. See, to get that cyborg body, $10 million man. What they call him? What they call him? $1 million man. And that was just to get an arm. What they get the whole damn body? You gonna be able to afford that? See, you have no idea, brothers and sisters. You're probably on the menu. See that body over there on the right hand side? That's a cyborg. That means he got a biological brain, but he got a mechanical body. An electronic mechanical body means he can think, feel anything you want to. He can see anything you want to. He can see the whole world. It could be totally as a desert. He can see it as a paradise. Just like you watching video games, implants in your brain, right? So you look out there and you see a beautiful paradise. You just flick a button or whatever, and it could be a total desert. See, you can drink water and it tastes like expensive wine. The implants make it taste like you want it to taste. That's the world they're trying to bring in. They already tell you, man, they're making artificial food. They're making artificial food with chemicals. They're already doing it right now. I didn't make it up, just go Google it. That's what they're trying to bring in. And that world is destroying our world. They're destroying our world every day while they're constantly trying to bring in their world. So that means we're going to go with it. While you sit around playing NFL, in an NBA, whatever. That's the world they're trying to bring in over there. And one of the biggest lies ever told, I'm just going to play this little skit right here. The Civil War, they tell you, oh, well, so it wasn't about slavery. It wasn't about to free you. Now, slavery was about it, but slavery to the point that they had to compete with, they had to compete, right? The problem is they had to compete with slave labor. They didn't want to compete with slave labor. See, because they went from the agricultural age, that's what slavery is all about, agriculture, right? Picking cotton and stuff, to industrial age. And so they have factories, they shorten the name from plant to plantation to plant, still say damn thing. And so now they're working in factories. They ain't need you for that. But slave masters train you to do those jobs. So if they was paying them $10 an hour, slave master said, we'll do it. Now my slave do it $7 an hour. You wasn't getting the money, they was getting the money. And they was undercutting the Northerners, and so they got pissed off about it. That's why it was war, it would stop it. Because as soon as the war was over, they went out and started guilds and unions and everything else to keep you out. They didn't give you 40 acres in the mill. They throw the damn ditch into the vipers, the demons in behind you. They didn't give you a damn thing. That's why you sing the blues. Whoa, what am I going to do? Because you had nothing. They gave you nothing. Zero. Because it wasn't about slavery. They didn't do it. They didn't go to Civil War they went Civil War to free you. They went Civil War because of economic reasons. Because they got tired. They couldn't compete against slave labor. And if you go and read, even they tell you that. But you listen to people on TV tell, oh Lord, man, Lincoln he was out to sleep, free slaves. He didn't care about no slaves. He said so.
What led to the outbreak of the bloodiest conflict in the history of North America? A common explanation is that the Civil War was fought over the moral issue of slavery. In fact, it was the economics of slavery and political control of that system that was central to the conflict. A key issue was states' rights. The southern states wanted to assert their authority over the federal government so they could abolish federal laws they didn't support. Another factor was territorial expansion. The South wished to take slavery into the Western territories, while the North was committed to keeping them open to white labor alone.
See?
Meanwhile,
White labor.
the newly formed Republican Party, whose members were strongly opposed to the westward expansion of slavery into new states, was gaining prominence. The election of a Republican, Abraham Lincoln, as president in 1860 sealed the deal. His victory, without a single Southern electoral vote, was a clear signal to the Southern states they had lost all influence. Feeling excluded from the political system, they turned to the only alternative they believed was left to them: secession, a political decision that led directly to war. To find out more, log on to History Detectives on the web at pbs.org.
He's telling you, they only wanted whites in those jobs. He said whites only. See, they didn't say they want opportunity for all people. They wanted whites only. And slave masters would send you up there, right, competing with them, and you wasn't getting the money. He was getting all the money. See? And that's what it's pissed off about. They said they didn't want to open up. They didn't want to open up these jobs for you. They wanted white. He said. Didn't he say? He said white only. But you still running around. Oh man, Lincoln free slaves and the Confederate flag, man, so bad. That flew what 3 years? American flag's been flying what over 200 years. It flew over slavery. It's much more similar to slavery than the Confederate flag. It's much more similar. Well, oh man, we gotta get rid of that Confederate flag. But then you're taking around here and you're loving the. Whoa! Critical analytics. Do we need it? Do our people need it? One dose of it which will save you. One dose will wake you up. Critical analytics, because none of that stuff y'all say make any sense. It's not true. You don't care if it's true or not. Whatever master say it is, you check history. Oh well, your nigga says. Nowadays there's no excuse, because before maybe you had to go to the library. Now you're on your Facebook. You spend 3 or 4 5 hours on Facebook shaking your ass and showing all those pictures of your ass and hanging out and everything else. But you can't take 5 minutes to go and do some little research. 5 minutes research will tell you that's lie. That Lincoln, they're talking about Lincoln freed slaves, he loves slaves. It's all lies. You can easily Google it, easily. But no, you're on Facebook with that BS. Y'all hear NFL, NBA, and all that kind of crap. Kobe, got hit on Kobe's ass. Kobe didn't give a damn about you. He didn't get out of 34 million black face people, or at least 17 million with females, right? He couldn't find one black female. But y'all are, oh, I love Kobe. He didn't give a damn about you. All that. He grew up. Did he grow up in Mexico? Did he grow up around white? No. So what? He couldn't find one. I mean, see, these women went through all this hell with us. They went through more hell than we did. Now, it was our duty to protect them, which we didn't. And then as soon as we get right, we can upgrade from chitlins to chitlins, right? Then we run and give all our money and everything else to the enemy and everybody else. If you're a sister out there in the garbage can, and then you wonder why she hates your dumb ass. And it's a wonder why they even stick with us. That shows how great they are. That shows how beautiful, how good heart they have. But they still stick with us. They still produce our babies. After all of that. That's love, brothers and sisters. That's true love. And do we deserve it? We better start deserving it. Because in a few minutes, you're going to deserve it. Because we're going to war, brothers and sisters. And we're going to kick ass. See, and we're going to give these sisters back everything that was taken from them and more. And nobody's ever going to mess with them anymore. I'm going to put them on a pedestal like they belong. And you ain't be talking this shit about they degree below us. Understand? They're your mothers, your daughters, your sisters. See, your wives. And you talk to them like that? See? I mean, you're lucky they didn't say, well, hell with you and just walk off. You better wake up, brothers and sisters. Those females are our future. They produce our future. I told you we're time travelers. We have a vision, but what's good in a vision if you ain't got no future? Because they're our future. They're doing the best job, the most powerful job ever, because all this don't mean anything if you don't have any future. And the children are our future. Slavery because they went to war because of free us. The biggest lie. Whew. They tell some big lies in this country. That's one that's a challenger for top place. They got some bigger ones. And then here, the demon vision. That's a transition vision to get to that bottom right vision. That's where we are right now. They're trying to keep your mind, give you that vision because they don't want you to have top vision or top right vision. Because you get a top right vision, they're over. So they keep your mind going that bottom right vision. See, that's that's where they're going to. So they got to keep you this vision, transition vision that's leading to that. See, because this vision you see right now is destroying that top vision, destroying it. They're telling you it's destroying it. Global warming, right? See, climate change, all this stuff as a result of that vision, that demon vision. What you see right now, we have an iPhone, that kind of stuff, that's destroying this planet. It's destroying our top vision over there, but it's going towards that bottom vision. And they got to keep you locked in this vision here. They got to keep you pacified everything until they can achieve that. Because they don't want you to start thinking that top vision up there. So that's the vision they get. Oh, we part of this. Oh, now all of a sudden, man, we all together, right? Come on, you can marry outdoors and everything else. See? But this is what they really think.
According to the lowest place was the town. Back in Alabama, Mrs. Andy Carter took me when I was past my creeping days living in the big house with the white folks. And they was always good to me because I was one of their blood. They never had me have a lick or slap me once. And they told me that they would never sell me from them. My brother and sister, they lived with the niggas though, because they was mostly niggas.
Mostly nigga.
My master used to give me a little money to buy what I wanted. I always bought fine clothes. Oh, when they bought the red shoes from the town, I cried and cried. I said, I don't want to wear no rawhide shoes. So they took us back. I guess they had weakness for my crying. I drove a carrot. With the white folk. And I was about the most dudish nigga in these cars. Once, two youngsters goes down the river to the doghouse where Master Kilpatrick's children are playing. They go in the doghouse. And one Kilpatrick boy says, that's for my children. They said, but we ain't niggas because we got the same daddy you get. And he loves to see us here every day and fetches us clothes and things from town. But it's fussing. And Mrs. Kilpatrick is listening out of her chamber window. She heard the white man say, he is our daddy. And we call him daddy when he comes to our house to see our mama. Many owners and overseers believed that sexual access to slave women was one of their prerogatives. The rape of black women also served to humiliate their husbands and undermine the integrity of slave families. Lord, child, that was common. Masters and overseers used to make slaves that was with their husbands to get up and do as they say. Send husbands out on the farm, milking cows or cutting wood. Then he gets in bed and slave him himself. Some winners would fight and tussle, others would be humble, fear and ambition. If they told their husband, he was powerless. I was one slave that the poor white man had his match. These here old white men said, what I can't do by fair means, I will by foul. One tried to throw me, but he couldn't. We tussled and knocked over chairs, and when I got a grip, I snatched his face all to pieces, and there was no more Barbara and Fanny from you. But oh, honey, some slaves would be so beat up when they resisted. Sometimes, if you rebelled, the overseas came. Us colored women had to look through that. My mother's mistress had 3 boys, one 21, one 19, and one 17. The mistress had gone away one day, and mother always worked in the house. While she was alone, the boys came in and threw her down on the floor and tied her down so she couldn't struggle. And one after the other used her as long as they wanted from the whole afternoon. Mother was sick when her mistress came home, and when our mistress wanted to know what's the matter with her, she told her what the boys had done. And she whipped them. And that's the way I came to be here.
So that tells you how they really think. But they're trying to deceive you. Oh, we're saying, because that's why they create the demons. Deceive you, to confuse you, to watch you, right? To motivate you to obey them. See? Someone looks like you, because some of you wouldn't care, but some of you have a trouble if they came to you directly, because they had that same problem when they went to Africa. The Africans were scared of them. They thought they had leprosy. They never saw it. And if leprosy is your skin turns white. So they had leprosy. They were scared of them. So they had to went in and kidnap black women, had children. Then they sent the demons in, right? Same thing. It's like in the military, right? You send your spies in, you give them the same uniform as the enemy, but they really work for you. So they see the uniform, they think hey, they one of us. They wear the same uniform. But their whole intention is totally different, destructive. The same thing with demons are. They look like you, they come in the same uniform, right? But they got the enemy's mentality. They're coming for destructive reasons. The politicians, the preachers, see, entertainers, they're all out of Master's house. They wouldn't be in Master's house if they wasn't Master's children. See? That's what they're working on you. They're trying to keep you from seeing that vision up top there, because they get their vein that vision, and one vision will destroy the other. Can't have both of them. And another thing I want to say here is these demons are 100% on the attack. That's why it says Suleiman or Jesus, the first one he go to war with, 100% attack. They're coming in. They come in amongst us, and especially amongst people that are standing with me, trying to scope, see what's happening, see who's there, trying to figure out who's what. I told you there's a lot of believers that tell you, a lot of believers are hidden. It tells you right there in the angel. See, I'm not going to tell you who they are, but they come in trying to figure out, where you are, who your family is, pretending they're with you, blandishment. See, trying to locate you. See, they're trying to locate me, say, figure out they want to take me out. See, they did the same thing with brother, was that brother's name? Khalid? See, he trusted Farrakhan. That's how it got to him. He didn't learn his lesson. He knew something was up. See, but he didn't want to go against Farrakhan. Farrakhan went against him. So he's going to take the moral high ground. I'm not going to go against Farrakhan. Farrakhan went against him and got him killed. You see, he's dead now. See, because he didn't really understand this demon thing. So they're trying to figure out where I live at, my family, friends. You know, oh, brother, I'd like to meet you. Yeah, well, okay, give me your address. I'll come and meet you. We at war, brothers and sisters. They take it serious. And those of you that have some truth, standing for truth, you better watch out. Because it's all about fear. They're trying to put fear in you. If you can't do enough, they just kill you. See? But they love master. That's why most of them walk around master's name. Why would you want to walk around master's name after everything is done? You know he took it from you. They took the name from you. You even know, some of you even know the names well, you still hold on. Why would you want to hold on to master's name unless you're master's children? Why would you want to do that? When you can get rid of it. When they beat you and tortured you and killed your parents and everything else, you know, how many ancestors died trying to hold that name? You saw that book with Roots. He damn near died trying to keep his name Kuta Kinte. He damn near died. And then he looked down in the future and see his son gladly take, when they get rid of the name, they say they'd rather have master's name. That's what you rather have master's name. That's what you're saying. You rather have master's name. That means master own you. And you like it. Because you wouldn't carry that name. Because if you didn't love it, and you didn't love master, you'd be first thing you do is get rid of that damn name. You got rid of it so fast, bam, as soon as you're able. Why I want to be called by this beast's name, who raped my grandparents and everything? Why would I want to have his name? Why be part of his family? Because you're saying you want to be part of his family. You're part of his family. That's what you're saying. My name is James Brown. Oh, well, I don't know about an African named Brown. See? And master's name was Brown. Same master was raping your mama and your grandmama and beating them and eating them and torturing them and feeding them shit. And so you want to be part, you got to be master's children that want to do that. Or you're a total idiot. Or you're just a coward or a traitor. Why would you want those names? Why? And you think the world, this whole world, you see anybody Chinese come over? Have we ever seen a Chinaman call his name? My name is Chin Brown. Have you ever seen that? And they'll be over here 200 and 300 years. My name is no Chin Brown. My name is Chin White. It's Chin Chow. You don't see anybody doing it. You see Indians do that? See anybody do that but just dumb Negroes? Because most of them are demons. And that's their real names. That's their father's name, so they have a right to it. But if you're original and you still carry a name and you know better, Elijah Muhammad said, he said similar things. And there you go. That's the vision Farrakhan's selling you. They telling you in scriptures that vision is going to be burned up. All the works will burn up. All the works as well be burned up. The Quran tells you, the Bible tells you, so why is he selling you that vision? That's it. We ain't going nowhere. We're going to stay here. We deserve America. We're going to rule America. Well, you going to turn America to that paradise to rule it? Even if you got it. Well, Farrakhan's going to run it? Those you call so-called Muslims out there, you think if they gave it to if they gave these blacks reparations and 6 day everything, you think you gonna run it? No, they're gonna run it. They're gonna run it just like they run America. And the first your target will be you, because they don't want to hear you talk about don't eat no pork and that kind of stuff. Are you insane? Do you understand anything? You ever been to Liberia lately? When those blacks that left here and when they gave them a place in Africa called Liberia. You know, you ever seen that flag? It's just like American flag. It's got one star. You ever seen that currency? It's dollars. They use dollars as currency. They don't put on the currency. And they speak English over there. And they went over there, what? They said the same thing, kind of thing they have over here. Democracy and everything, same thing. So they might as well stay there. And then there was oppressing Africans. So the Africans finally got rid of their ass. So what's the point of getting 6 days? You're going to do the same thing. You'll still be here in the NFL. You're doing the same thing you're doing here. But the point is your master going to control you because Farrakhan is not building any schools to teach you how to do science, math, engineering, architecture, environment, farming, anything. So if he really, that was his vision, or true vision, right, then how come he's not preparing you for it? Because if they say, okay, we're going to give you 6 states, see, what they going to give it to Farrakhan? Or they going to give it to MLK and his folks? So you ain't going to have nothing there either. You'd be worse off did it, probably out here. But if they gave it to who's going to build it? Who's going to maintain it? Who's going to take care of it? And they say, well, master got to give us money to maintain it. So that means master he's still your master, ain't he? If you depend on him. And so how he going to be engineers? Because he ain't preparing you for that. So if a person gives you a vision and ain't preparing for that vision, that means he's lying to you. He have no vision. Elijah Muhammad gave you the vision and he was preparing you for it. He was preparing you to go to hereafter. He was preparing you to start building your own country. Start preparing you to build your own civilization. Preparing you to start manufacturing, all that kind of stuff. Preparing you for that. Where's Farrakhan preparing you for? You stick your head up Scientology's ass. Preparing you for nothing. To obey Massa. See? To obey the Sunnis. He ain't preparing for anything. If he died there tomorrow, what are you prepared to do? What are you prepared to do if he died there tomorrow? What are you prepared to do? Who's going to lead you? Is anybody that can lead you? Lurie? Wesley? He said they're all students. That means they don't know a damn thing. Ishmael? Oh, I'm talking to Farrakhan on the wheel. He told me to tell y'all Assalamu alaikum, and y'all hold on, brothers and sisters, because we preparing a place for y'all, right? And we're gonna send the mother plane down in a few minutes because it's the New Jerusalem, and y'all be living on it. See how dumb this shit is? Elijah Muhammad said that wheel is 1 mile by 1 mile. 1 mile by 1 mile. You know what that is? But he says that's New Jerusalem. That's Farrakhan telling you. Because he don't know anything about Revelation. That's New Jerusalem. And so we're going to live on that. So if that's the case, then why go to hell? Why don't Farrakhan just take us up there and start living on there and get away from all this shit right now? It's all bullshit. The man's an idiot. And you're a bigger idiot if you follow him. Anybody that follows an idiot is a bigger idiot. That we're going to live on the mother plane. That's the New Jerusalem. It's 1 mile by 1 mile. Mile by 1 mile. And how many people can fit on that? Mile by 1 mile. Okay, brothers and sisters. Critical analytics. See, hope I explained everything. See, but beware of these demons because we're at war with these demons and they know it. I'm at war with them, and we're gonna win. But they're trying to get rid of me. Oh, they working full time. They got people sliding in and out, scoping, trying to find out where I live at. Find out who my relatives are, whatever hurt me any kind of way they can. See, that's what they're doing. They're gonna do it to you too. See, because they're hurting. Like America's hurting with critical race theory. Shit, please don't show me no mirrors. I don't want to act true. I don't want to hear it. You better get on your war. You better get on your war stance, brothers and sisters. Because if you don't know you're at war, that means you're already defeated. That means if you don't know you're at war, your enemy has already defeated you. And you don't even know you're defeated. Because black folks are defeated. And you listen to these black folks, they don't think they're defeated. We're defeated. We're still on plantation here in America. So why you still fight? Why is it so great? Why we got to fight all the time for everything? They're so great. We got to fight for civil rights. We got to fight for this. But they're so great. Why you got to fight all the time? Why is always a political animosity fighting all the time? And if this system was so efficient, see, a government's supposed to be efficient. I understand what efficient means. That means it gets better. It's easier to work with. It's more efficient. I mean, if your car is efficient, you use less gas, right? So if America's so efficient, this government, they say capitalism, all that stuff is so efficient, then how come it's getting worse all the time? You have to pay more in taxes. That means if it was more efficient, it means you'd be paying less in taxes because it takes less money to run it. If you got an efficient car, that means If it's not, if you have a car to be fixed all the time, you can spend a lot of money on that car keeping it fixed all the time, right? But if it's a good car, right, you spend less because cars running fine. I spend any money. So you have to spend more and more taxes. Plus, not forget about the fact America going more and more in debt. That tells you right there. Every indication, by every measurement, by every um, by every metric, every measurement, America is heading down fast. It's dropping down like a lightning bolt. It's already broke. His military is already in trouble, right? Um, the forces are about to go down. They're planning war all over the country, all over the world. They got a senile man run the place. By every metric, at what point does the total collapse come? And the thing is that we told, you understand, that when they see the end clear, the first thing to do is eradicate us because we the evidence. See, the message, Elijah Muhammad said we were like hostages because the Quran says Allah will never destroy a country while they're righteous among them. That's why they're holding us here because they think our presence here keep Farad from coming after them. But Farad is going to eliminate that because he's going to snatch us away. Like I said, will the prey be snatched from the strong, the mighty? We'll be snatched away. But a lot of you are going to be lost because you're caught in the snare because you ain't listening. Because time moving on, you ain't keeping up. We create time. That means, right? You form in the future. You form in the future all the time. And our future, those that have vision, is the promised land. See? Because that's in the future. But we had a vision, so we bring it into existence. So we bring it into existence, right? Right? That means this old world is coming apart because we bring a new vision. That means their vision is being destroyed. So if their vision is destroyed, right? That means they're destroyed. And if you over here behind time, they're destroyed, you'll be destroyed too. I'm going to try to talk this time stuff more to explain to you, brother, because you don't understand it. See? So we're trying to bring you up to speed in time. Because if America is going to be destroyed on a certain date, and you're here, that means you lost in time. Like Lot and Abraham, they got out of town. They was on when they saw the meteors coming. They got out of time. So the people that was out of time, right? They got burned up. Same with the flood, right? The people moved forward in time, and they stayed behind. They time makers. They stayed behind, and they got burned up in time. Because time changes. How it changes? We change it because we create time. See, time is giving energy form. So the life you have right now is a result of what you did yesterday, and the day before, and the day before that, whatever. So you gave the life you have right now, you gave it form. So our vision, we bring to reality, is a promised land. So if you on with that vision, that means you'll be there on the promised land too. But that vision, our promised land, is their destruction. So if you're behind time, right, then you'll be a part of their destruction. You're either on time of the vision or you're behind time of the vision. That's up to you, brother and sisters. You're a believer or a disbeliever. But we're at war. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.